Columbia versus Heller was a huge case because it's the first time that the Supreme Court of the United States said that the Second Amendment guarantees individuals a right to have firearms in the home for personal purposes, totally unrelated to the maintenance of a well-regulated militia. What had happened was the District of Columbia in the 1970s was experiencing an uptick in crime and homicide, many times tracked to handguns. What DC did was enacted a fairly stringent regulation of firearms that made it all but impossible for individuals to have a functional handgun in the home for purposes of self-defense. And there was an individual, this man named Richard Heller, who thought that this was a constitutional problem. He ended up aligning himself with some gun rights advocates. They brought a lawsuit challenging the regulation as a violation of the Second Amendment. And the Supreme Court of the United States ended up agreeing with Richard Heller that the Second Amendment wasn't just about a militia, that it actually had content that you could enforce as a private party unrelated to militia service. The Second Amendment decision in Heller was fairly narrow. It just had to do with the ability of an individual like Dick Heller to have an operable firearm in the home for purposes of self-defense. But it really didn't go beyond that, even though it raised all kinds of other questions. That is, when the Second Amendment uses the word people, does that include all natural persons, even felons? Does it include minor children? It raised questions like, what exactly does the term bear mean here? Can you take a firearm outside your home for purposes of self-defense? And it raised questions about what exactly is the scope of arms. There is language in the Heller opinion where it simply says arms are weapons, but weapons in the 21st century are categorically different than weapons that existed in the 1700s. We have shoulder-fired missiles, we have explosives, even firearms themselves are much more lethal and concealable than they ever were in 1791. And so all these questions were left open after the Heller decision.